This week is the 7th Doctor, and we're going to watch The Curse of Fenric. Last week, we got told that we had picked one of the worst classic Who episodes ever. So, I didn't think it was that bad, but I figured this week I would, look up which one was apparently the best, so that we could watch that first. And this came highly recommended, so let's go for it. When I saw my first 7th Doctor episode, I didn't really like Ace. I wasn't a huge fan of her calling him the Professor, but during this episode, I think I kind of got it. I did like her in this episode. She seemed a bit bored at times, just always wanting to go off and have her own adventures instead of following the Doctor around all the time. But I was okay with that. I mean, yeah, not all of the time something with the Doctor has to be very exciting. Some of my favorite parts of watching these old Who episodes is seeing the opening, title sequence, and this one was no exception. It wasn't as colorful as the last Doctor's, but it was very bad science fiction-y. That grave that they saw, with the Viking people, the Sandvik one, I really liked that because Sandvik is my mother's maiden name, and I just thought that was really cool. I'm a Viking. At the very end, I knew that the Doctor's faith-destroying thing reminded me of something, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it, so I googled it, because I was pretty sure that the 12th Doctor had done that, 11th Doctor had done that at some point. And he did, in the God Complex. I was right. The Doctor, again, had to destroy somebody's faith in him to ultimately destroy the bad guy. And while the 11th Doctor's episode where he was doing that was a lot sadder, I guess I was more emotionally attached to those characters, and I felt really bad for Amy at that point. And I didn't so much feel bad when he was doing it to Ace. It was still very similar. Ace, Amy. Those are pretty similar names, too. On to question getting to know each other stuff. I don't really think I have any hidden talents. I can lick my nose with my tongue, if that's a pretty good talent. I also used to play basketball a lot. Is that a hidden talent? I made it to JV in high school. Oh, and I also played the bass clarinet, and I don't know if anybody knew that. One of last week's questions was about VidCon, and I forgot to answer that, so I'll talk about that again. I did go to VidCon last year, and it was lots of fun, and I met Jasmine. And that was lots of fun, but this year, I have lots of stuff to do this summer. Will be starting college, university, whatever, and I kind of need money for that, and I also need to go around and visit colleges. I hope anyone who's going will have fun. Oh, and speaking of colleges and universities, is anybody else studying at college or university right now? And if so, what are you studying? And if you're not yet, I'm not, what do you plan on studying? I'm thinking of economics right now. It's almost Christmas, so we spent most of the day putting up lights outside. We have little red and green lights lining our yard, which our entire street does. And we also put up cactus lights. We cut out pieces of wood, like saguaro, beryl, and prickly pear cactus, and we line those with lights, and those sit in our yard. Looks a bit out of place, but I think that kind of describes my family. We're not really religious, so there's nothing special that we really do on Christmas. Maybe just open presents and see family, but I really like Christmas. So, does anyone else have any plans or special things that you do on Christmas? Alright, that's everything I think. Bye.